The APS-C camera market has been changing quietly, but one rumor is starting to shift the conversation. Sony may be preparing something far more aggressive than a routine update. The rumored Sony a6900 looks like a camera designed to remind everyone why Sony once dominated this category. The biggest reason people are paying attention is simple. This may be the first serious APS-C camera from Sony that stops feeling like a compromise. For years, APS-C was seen as the smaller, cheaper option. Useful, but always sitting behind full frame. The a6900 rumors suggest Sony may be changing that mindset completely. At the center of the leaks is a 33-megapixel stack sensor. That changes more than image resolution. A stacked design means faster sensor readout, which can dramatically reduce rolling shutter and make burst shooting far more responsive. In practical use, that means better action photography, cleaner electronic shutter performance, and a much smoother experience overall. That matters because speed has become one of the biggest reasons photographers choose APS-C. Wildlife, sports, and travel creators often prefer the extra reach. Pair that reach with stacked sensor performance, and suddenly APS-C becomes a very serious tool rather than a backup format. Sony is also rumored to bring a next-generation processor, which could push performance much closer to flagship cameras. Burst shooting around 30 frames per second would put it into territory that many professionals would take seriously. That alone could make it one of the fastest cameras in its class. But what makes this more interesting is what Sony may be trying to fix. The Sony a6700 was a strong camera, but many users felt it played too safe. It delivered reliability, but not excitement. Resolution stayed modest, handling remained compact to a fault, and some professionals still saw the single card slot as a limitation. The a6900 appears to answer those frustrations. A larger grip, more physical controls, Impro. The a6900 appears to answer those frustrations. A larger grip, more physical controls, improved stabilization, and a stronger still photography focus suggests Sony is listening to users who wanted something more refined. Video also looks smarter this time. Instead of chasing unnecessary 8K headlines, the rumors focus on practical upgrades. Oversampled 4K, high frame rates, and better thermal control are the kind of improvements creators actually use. It is less about marketing and more about real production value. Still, there are questions. If Sony includes only one high-speed card slot, some professionals may hesitate. And price could become the deciding factor. If it lands too close to entry-level full-frame models, many buyers will compare options carefully. That is why this camera matters. It is not just about specifications. It is about Sony deciding whether APS-C deserves flagship treatment again. If the Sony a6900 arrives with even part of these rumored upgrades, it could become one of the most important APS-C launches in years. Not because it replaces full frame, but because it finally gives APS-C its own identity again. And in a market where many cameras feel predictable, that alone makes it worth watching.